Hello, Dr. Belcher. My name is Prosser-Dotson, and this is my final for EDU 601, Promoting Student Success in Online Learning, Support, Progress, and Motivation. The agenda for this presentation will discuss communities of inquiry with the three different phases, which is cognitive presence, social presence, and teacher presence. And then we'll briefly discuss communities of practice, the learning principles and methodologies, and then motivation through communication. Communities of inquiry. Theoretical framework represents a process of creating a deep and meaningful learning experience through the development of three interdependent elements. The communications of inquiry is derived of social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Each presence is vital to the overall educational experience, and all three are intertwined in some way, shape, or form. Now we're going to take a look at each and see how it plays a factor into the overall educational experience. So, cognitive presence. Participants in a community of inquiry are able to construct meaning through sustained communication. For sake of time, I'm not going to show the video, but the video describes how to create cognitive presence within your curriculum. So although all three compartments of the community of inquiry model are equally important, it's during the cognitive presence where the collaboration of ideas are created. The cognitive presence is made up of four phases. The phases include a triggering event, exploration event, integration event, and resolution event. As an instructor, my job is to put learners in the best possible position to be successful. To obtain success, instructors must be able to design content that's suitable for their audience, as well as have enough communication throughout the learning process to help guide the learners through their educational journey. The triggering event is usually the cause for the need of the online course. This is the reason why the course is created. Becoming aware that there's a level of need begins the process of the cognitive phase. Exploration event is the brainstorming session in which the instructor finds out what the learners feel about the triggering event in a way to begin to determine a solution. The integration event is the collaboration stage where learners are able to make the connection between what they know about the problem and use the ideas that they've brainstormed to apply those ideas. And then finally, you have the resolution event where learners put into practice what they learned about how to solve the triggering event. So, social presence. Social presence is the ability of learners to project their personal characteristics into the community of inquiry. This is where learners as well as instructors are able to put their own spin to the community of inquiry. Making it personal, making it real, showing the learners, making that connection with them by applying your personality to that presence. During my online webinars, I like to use icebreakers to set the tone for the educational experience. Setting the expectations and showing my personality early on will allow the learners to stay engaged. Here's a few of the icebreakers that I use in my class. What's your favorite snack, popcorn, some of the games we play, and then, showing them pictures just to let them know that I'm there to support them. My three goals with social presence: making that connection, showing personality, and then most importantly, reveal a safe environment for learners. We want them to be comfortable to know that their participation is important, and we want them to be comfortable to be able to participate. Teaching presence, the design, facilitation, and direction of cognitive and social processes to detect meaningful educational worthwhile outcomes. It's important that teachers early on let the learners know that they're going to be there for them to clarify or provide feedback and make that connection for them. providing that outlet for them in any way, shape, or form that is going to be available for them to learn, and whenever they get stuck, being that guide to get them through whatever that scenario is. Communities of practice. So a community of practice is a group of people with a common interest. You know, not only do they have a common interest, they have a common goal on what they want to improve on. Group of people where they share experiences. Within my field, we created a program called MCT, Master Certified Trainers Program. And what that program was, we got learners together, or managers together, to come up with best practices in the field to see how we can improve as a market. It got shot down from corporate because it wasn't a consistent message across the nation. So they kind of shot down our idea, and with the goal to kind of bring it back later on down the line. So what I would like to create as far as a community of practice is a Ask the Trainer session. So with the Ask the Trainer session, it would consist of trainers across the nation. We set up weekly sessions where reps can log on, dial in, and ask questions pertaining to, you know, the online courses or the live classes, where if they were confused, they need some additional feedback that can help them along the line with their current role. So that would be something that I would like to implement within my current role. As far as the learning principles and methodologies that I use with this online course, I'm a very creative person, so I like to be hands-on. Online webinars kind of take away my biggest asset as a trainer, which is my ability to connect. I'm a hands talker, so you know, I'm a visual learner, kinesthetic learner. So one thing that I learned is I got to kind of get involved with all of the different learning preferences and not to leave people out. And sometimes as trainers, we tend to do that, whether it's a live class or an online class. So making sure we use different technology support tools to help different learning styles will definitely help keep them engaged and motivated. One thing that I learned, especially while attending Ashford, is the backward design model. Backward design model consists of 3 simple steps. You know, identify the results. What is it that you like to achieve? Determine what's acceptable evidence, and then plan your course or your lesson around what it is that you like to achieve. So using the backward design model in my current profession has definitely helped me create better content, create better interactive games, because I know how my learners learn, and I want to try to create stuff that's going to help them out the easiest way possible. And last but not least is, you know, motivation through communication. You know, there's no secret that when students are engaged and motivated to learn, instructors get better results. You know, it's our jobs as teachers, facilitators to do our due diligence to determine the best methods to keep our learners engaged. It's a great idea to have a community of practice of our own so that we can be able to create best practices in an online environment. So what our motto from Metro is, you know, teach me, show me, let me do it, and then tell me how I did. You know, by using this model, it allows us to provide the learners with what they need to know, and then also provide feedback so that they're able to grow. And that's my end of my session. Thanks.